Number 10. Harry Styles. The English singer worked in a tribute to Queen Elizabeth II amid his 15-night Madison Square Garden residency following news of the monarch's death at age 96. During the show in New York City, Harry took a moment between songs to ask the crowd to applaud the late Queen's decades-long reign over the United Kingdom. He said, "From my homeland, there's some very sad news today. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Please join me in a round of applause for 70 years of service." After pausing in silence for several moments, he raised his hands above his head and began to applaud, and the crowd joined in. Harry has always been a pretty big fan of the royal family. In fact, he's been pretty good friends with Prince Harry ever since they met in 2015. And the prince asked him, "When was the last time you had a haircut?" To which he responded, "I'm not planning on it right now." If you're loving this video so far, please hit that like button, it would really help us out. Number 9. Orlando Bloom. Alongside a photo of her 1947 coronation, the actor wrote on Instagram, "We cannot possibly fathom what we have felt as she began her journey. Today we mourn the loss and celebrate the life she embraced. A life led with dignity, grace, and poise, with a heart so loyal and true. What a remarkable woman." It's a very sweet message, but it's a little ironic considering the fact that Orlando has recently got himself into hot water for his TV series The Prince, which has received scathing criticism and was branded as shameful for its portrayal of the royal family. The show's 12 episodes are in cartoon form, but already attracted hugely negative publicity for their portrayal of the late Prince Philip and his failing health before his death. The British actor plays the role of Prince Harry, and the show set out to savagely mock the real-life Duke. But to be fair, Orlando did say, "I hadn't met Prince Harry when I signed up to do it, and I subsequently met him, and he's a really nice guy." Number 8. Victoria Beckham. Taking to Instagram, the former Spice Girl shared a black and white photo of the monarch taken during the early years of her reign. Alongside the nostalgic portrait, Victoria wrote, "Today is a very sad day, not just for our country but for the entire world. I'm deeply saddened by the passing of our beloved monarch, Her Majesty the Queen. She will be remembered for her steadfast loyalty and service, and my thoughts are with the royal family at this incredibly sad time." Victoria's husband, David, also added, "I'm truly saddened by the death of Her Majesty, the Queen. How devastated we all feel today shows what she has meant to people in this country and around the world. How much she inspired us with her leadership, how she comforted us when times were tough." David and Victoria Beckham are known to be quite close with the members of the royal family. In fact, they scored an invitation to William and Kate's wedding in 2011 and have met with the Queen at Buckingham Palace.
At number 7, we have Wendy Williams. Now, Wendy is surely not impressed by anything that Meghan has achieved in her days as Duchess, nor how Wendy believes Meghan has benefited from marrying a member of the royal family. Wendy has expressed, without directly saying it, that she is not a fan of Meghan and had taken to bashing Meghan on her former show ever since it was announced that Meghan and Harry were seeing one another. Wendy has made previous comments about how she does not believe the marriage between the pair would last, since Meghan seems to constantly be surrounded by, quote, "way too much drama." According to Wendy, back in 2017, when she boldly spoke of the Duchess, she said that the royal bound marriage was a random princess who is just looking for a game to play, as she seems to be a bit of a wild card. Yikes. Even the massive security of the Grand Castle couldn't protect Meghan from Wendy's harsh words, it seems.
Number 6. Mick Jagger. The Rolling Stones frontman wrote on Instagram, "For my whole life, Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II has always been there. In my childhood, I can recall watching her wedding highlights on TV. I remember her as a beautiful young lady, to the much beloved grandmother of the nation. My deepest sympathies are with the royal family. Queen Elizabeth II was known for paving the way and modernizing the British monarchy. In fact, much to everyone's collective shock, Mick Jagger was actually knighted by Queen Elizabeth in 2003. The announcement elicited quite an angry reaction from people who have received the same honor, and from rock and roll fans everywhere claiming that Mick Jagger was a sellout, to which the rocker said, "I don't think the establishment as we know it exists anymore. Honors are very nice as long as you don't take it all too seriously." So despite the backlash, he was pretty happy to have officially joined the British establishment.
At number 5, we have Amy Schumer. Actress and comedian Amy Schumer dished her own plate of steaming hot shade when she slyly spoke on a radio show about her disdain for Meghan. Apparently, while making an appearance on Sydney Fitzy's and Wippa's radio show, they spoke about the wedding, where Amy made it clear how she felt Meghan's wedding dress didn't actually belong to her, and made jokes about how she had to greet foreign delegates on her big day, which were supposedly people she had neither seen nor met before then. Amy also curated a few underhand compliments about how bad of an experience it must have been for Meghan. However, regardless of the now lack of shock for her invite, I'm sure Amy would have positively shown up had she been on the invitee list to attend the then highly anticipated royal affair.
Number 4. Ellie Goulding. The singer shared a tribute to Her Majesty with several Instagram photos and a touching caption. Ellie wrote, "This seemed inconceivable. A remarkable woman. 70 years of service as the head of state. The UK's longest serving monarch. Grace, strength, duty in times of constant flux. It's hard to imagine this country without you. I will tell Arthur all about you all the time. Good night, Your Majesty." The pop star married into a Doncaster aristocratic family in 2019 and is actually very close friends with several members of the royal family. She's even performed at quite a few royal parties over the years. Her husband, art dealer Caspar Jopling, hails from Frickley Hall near Doncaster, and the two of them got married in York Minster in 2019, with royalty, pop stars, and artists among the guests. They also welcomed a baby boy last year whom they named Arthur. So there's definitely something royal about their family.
At number 3 we have Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry's comedic method of expressing his thoughts about literally anything is quite a skill. Still, his reference to a circus act for Meghan and Harry's wedding had the public unsure of how to react. At the time, Jerry spoke with E! News about the occasion, and alongside his jabs, he also sneakily commented on William and Kate Middleton at the time. This was during promotions for his England stand-up concert in June, where he was featured on Daybreak for the country's ITV station. While the interviewer Adrian mentioned the then upcoming nuptials of William and Kate, Jerry shocked possibly the entirety of America by saying, "Well, it's a circus act, it's an absurd act. You know, it's a classic English thing of let's play dress up, let's pretend these are special people. We'll all pretend. That's what theater is." He also dished out some backhandedly sweet words about British theater before commenting more on the royals with, "And that's what the royal family is. It's a huge game of pretend. These aren't special people, it's fake outfits, phony hats, and gowns." And I mean, it's safe to assume Jerry didn't make the invite list for either weddings, nor any preceding royal events in his current time for that matter.
Number 2, Lily Collins. The Emily in Paris star took to Instagram to express her sadness at the Queen's passing. She posted a throwback photo of the late monarch and wrote, "Honoring the life of Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, the only monarch most of us have ever known. I remember growing up watching her Christmas Day addresses every year in awe. We'd stop all celebration preparations and watch closely with a cup of tea. It was a tradition, and traditions was something she was extremely passionate about. Today, I'm reflecting on her incredible reign and years of unwavering service and all of my memories of her that I hold dear. My heart goes out to the royal family. May she rest in the sweetest peace, knowing her legacy will live on." Lily is the daughter of English singer Phil Collins and was herself born in Surrey in southeast England, so she clearly has a lot of reverence for the late Queen and the royal family. And coming in at number 1, Elton John. The music legend honored Queen Elizabeth II at his performance last week, telling a Toronto crowd that he was very sad about her death. He described the Queen as fantastic and said, "She led the country through some of our greatest and darkest moments with grace and decency and a genuine caring warmth. I'm 75. She's been with me all my life, and I feel very sad that she won't be with me anymore." Interestingly enough, he was actually knighted by the Queen in 1998 for his contributions to music. Elton also wrote in a statement, "Along with the rest of the nation, I am deeply saddened to hear the news of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth's passing. She was an inspiring presence to be around and led the country through some of our greatest and darkest moments with grace, decency, and a genuine caring warmth. Queen Elizabeth has been a huge part of my life from childhood to this day, and I will miss her dearly."
At number 10 we have Beyonce. If you take Cheat Sheet's word for it, Beyonce obtains a massive chip on her shoulder in regards to how her fame lines up with that of the powerful English monarchy. Her once humble upbringing seemed to shatter when she was invited to meet the royals and showed up late with Jay-Z. According to the news source, the pair arrived following the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which is considered rude among other things. In short, the royal family's time was disrespected, and in turn they were reportedly upstaged by Queen Bee's own swarm of media attention. And this wouldn't even be the first time Beyonce has been caught up in an uptight diva royal-esque behavior either. Apparently, the Houston native's reported on-shoot demands were once exposed by an apparent close source, and let me tell you, it wasn't looking too good for Bey back then. Things like her supposedly requesting that her dressing room transition into a fully baby-proof space and that it be furnished all white, and her demands of a large additional room with a massive vanity and stage lights so her appearance team could work under the best circumstances to ensure she looked her greatest. Beyonce also allegedly asked that all her food be served on a crisp white tablecloth and that the temperature needed to remain at 72 degrees Fahrenheit to keep warm. Alongside this, Bey also supposedly specified Jo Malone candles or comparable grapefruit candles to be on hand and 2 bars of Irish Spring soap. I mean, if any of this is true, Beyonce low-key makes the royal family's demands seem like light work. What is one thing you like and dislike about the royal family? And if you haven't already, tap the notification bell for more, it really helps our channel grow. At number 9 we have Kim Kardashian. One thing that many noted during Kim's time being married to rapper Kanye West is that she became a lot more refined, making strides of improvement in how she communicated at that point. Rather than throw direct shade at the royals to end up having to deal with immediate backlash, the reality star took a different approach on how she thought that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were not being perfect. However, she quickly rained in praises for them in multiple ways afterwards. Her underhanded comments were sugar-coated by the nice things she had to say following. Still, Kim has a history of backhanded compliments, which has been proven many times through her media presence, and things she says in passing that she believes means no harm. Like when she spoke about one-time feuding partner Taylor Swift's music in an interview. She began with, "They're all super cute and catchy," only to later retract that by admitting that she had to, quote, "look in my phone to get a name." Seems like they're not that catchy then, Kimmy. At number 8 we have Katy Perry. Now Katy has been known to have some questionable fashion looks in her days, and she has seen her fair share of media slamming due to the publicly declared poor styling choices she's made for her own attires. However, she refused to hold back when she criticized Meghan's Givenchy wedding gown, which was designed by Claire Keller and featured a simplistic cut with 3/4 length sleeves and an off-the-shoulder neckline. The silk number, of course, is drastically different from Kate Middleton's lace dress from 2011, which had the internet in shambles. Some agreed Meghan's dress was too basic and didn't do the Duchess justice, while others believed it perfectly suited Meghan's classic style. But Katy, she was on the end of the hate train that was not in favor of the gown. Katy was asked about her opinion on the dress during the first night of the American Idol finals, admitting, "I would have done one more fitting. I'm never not going to tell the truth. One more fitting, but I love you." Katy also didn't forget to add that she thought Kate won over Meghan's look with her modern Alexander McQueen number. And despite her super shady negativity, Katy proceeded to positively support Meghan afterwards because of her womanhood strength and humanitarian work.
Number 7. Khloe Kardashian. The reality TV star conveyed her respects and condolences to the British royal family while mourning the loss of the Queen. Taking to Instagram, Khloe wrote a heartwarming note for the late monarch. She said, "Today the world mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth II, a sad day for the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth and the world. All of us should admire the Queen's exemplary sense of duty and her commitment to her people. Such an incredible woman and an inspiration to us all. She will always be remembered as someone who led with dignity, grace and nobility over her 70 years as Queen." Khloe added that while there is so much change in the world, the Queen as a constant presence to her always brought her a sense of comfort and peace. She truly graced the world and there will never be another one like her. God bless the Queen and may she rest in peace. She is with her prince now.
At number 6 we have Piers Morgan. Now according to Piers, he was ghosted by Meghan and took immense pride in letting the world know what the most recent addition to the royal family had rumoredly done to him. Apparently while they shared a set together, the Duchess issued a tweet to him stating that she was a big fan and couldn't contain her excitement about getting to work with Piers. Their relationship seemed to be on the up and ups for a good friendship at that point, as they continued to text and email and even met at a local pub. However, after this, apparently Piers reported that Meghan straight up ghosted him, and ever since then Piers has made it his mission to shade her. As early as September of this year, Piers has once again lashed out at the married royals in his latest news column following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The TV presenter has never been shy to bash them before, Meghan specifically, and even walked off Good Morning Britain after the dust of Meghan's 2021 Oprah interview settled. His article for the New York Post came with the winning title, "Harry, if you really want to honor your dad, nix your salacious, tell-all, and rein in your royals trashing wife." In the write-up, Piers stated that Harry had spent the past consecutive years, quote, dishonoring his father, as well as that someone who was quite close with Charles informed Piers that the new King of England was deeply hurt and utterly bemused by the actions of his son, supposedly. Piers added if Harry goes ahead with his horribly ill-advised book, he will betray his pledge to his grandmother and show that his commitment to honor his father is just more hot air from someone who, like his wife, loves to preach one thing but practice another.
Number 5. Barack Obama. Former US president released a statement praising the Queen for her kindness. He said, "Today Michelle and I join in so many others who are celebrating the Queen's life and mourning her passing. Michelle and I were lucky enough to come to know Her Majesty, and she meant a great deal to us. Back when we were just beginning to navigate life as President and First Lady, she welcomed us to the world stage with open arms and extraordinary generosity. Time and time again we were struck by her warmth, the way she put people at ease, and how she brought her considerable humor and charm to moments of great pomp and circumstance. Like so many, Michelle and I are grateful to have witnessed Her Majesty's dedicated leadership, and we are awed by her legacy of tireless, dignified public service. Our thoughts are with her family and the people of the United Kingdom at this difficult time."
At number 4 we have Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell was seemingly blindsided about not making the guest list for Prince Harry's wedding, and in return the British star decided to cast some very public and not so subtle shade about the the royals in return. Obviously, Simon felt as if he was owed an invitation, especially because Kate Middleton's trusty mailman had made the guest list, and he later used his public forum to reveal that his invite was potentially lost in the mail. Yet, according to Simon, it was also his own fault why he was snubbed from the royal wedding in the first place, and he blames his snarky comments as the reason why. It seems he rattled the royals with his insults about the late Queen Elizabeth that may have landed him in hot water at the time. He once told Jay Leno, "No, I haven't been invited to the royal wedding. I may have said something to the queen about her hat when I met her. I guess karma is a you-know-what."
Number 3. Maria Shriver. The NBC journalist, author, and former wife of Arnold Schwarzenegger wrote on Instagram, "It's the end of an era. What an extraordinary life of public service. What an extraordinary life, period. The Queen served her country until the very end with class, strength, dignity, and honor. She was married for 74 years, a mother to 4, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. Queen Elizabeth saw it all and somehow always managed to stay above the noise. She was a legend. May God rest her soul, and may her family come together to grieve and honor her extraordinary legacy. She has many life lessons for all of us. When I think of her, I think of how despite everything going on in her family and in her country, she just kept serving, kept trying, kept going. Carry on." That's what she did, and boy, she did it well. God bless. Maria made it clear that she feels this generation can learn many life lessons from the extraordinary queen.
At number 2, we have Lily Allen. Don't be fooled by Lily's sweet voice, because sometimes, like in this instance, she says some less than sugary stuff. When she discussed the most recent royal wedding in her highlighted E! News segment, Lily ranted about how she failed to secure a spot in the invitee list while Joss Stone received an invitation. She later attempted to cover up her bitterness by pretending that she was not affected, making sure to vocalize that she was far too busy to attend regardless. Still, it's clear by her bringing it up that she was a little bit touchy about the topic and didn't hesitate with her shade for the royals when she finished with, "Well, you can quote me as outraged. Why does Joss Stone get an invite and not moi?" At number 1, we have Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy was the former leader of the Labour Party as one of their left-wing politicians. In his time on top, Jeremy directly challenged loads of people in power and individuals with authority throughout the time span of his career. In light of this, Jeremy faced media criticism in 2015 for his refusal to belt "God Save the Queen" during a memorial event. Shortly following this, an older interview of his managed to resurface, and in it he stated that his quote, "preference to have the royal family completely dissolved."